Don't you worry, I took her clothes off so you won't have to. But you might also want to. Here we review and showcase Husky's Cat Maid from their Pocket Art Series. These are 1/12 action figures and she is PA010. Based on art by Fkey, she actually doesn't seem to have an English name. Some call her Musketeer or Fichi, or just call her Fkey Cat Maid Gunner or something. Doesn't really matter too much. What does matter is that she uses Husky's new body, which is pretty interesting. So let's see what the Cat Maid is all about and whether she's worth it. Out of the box there are just 2 trays. There are some instructions, and a little stand because the figure was delayed. Alright, let's check out the figure itself. This is what she looks like out of the box. There's the front, and there's the back. So I think she looks pretty good, very nice. Feels very good in hand as well because the soft goods, the apron and the black dress and stuff, they all feel very light, and I'm sure the details are very nice as well, which is typical Husky quality, so that's good. Otherwise, starting from the hair and the head, hair sculpt is very nicely done, so very nice detailed strands there. There are some light gradient, shading and shine in the hair as well. Hopefully it's picking up on camera. The ears look good, though they don't move. There is a bun at the back, which is very cute as well. Otherwise, face, also looking very good. The eyes are very slightly recessed, so the iris there is like a flat surface, whereas the eyeball is obviously round. So yeah, if you've had any Husky figures before, then the face is to the usual Husky standard, which is quite high, very good. Otherwise, going down to the outfit, there's some ruffles there, so all the stitching and stuff is nice and neat. A fairly simple outfit and design. You know, it's just a Maid outfit with like a little ribbon there, but everything is done very well. So there is a little bit of like detailing there. So the sleeve, it's kind of like thicker up top and then goes into like a more tapered section there, so it's not just like one whole sleeve, which is pretty cool detail, I think. And what you'll also notice is that there is a bow at the back, of course, and I was worried that you would have to undo it and do it back up and stuff to take the clothing off, which you can do and which we will do in a little bit. But you'll see there that there is a button, so it just kind of clicks on, and it is a very so sometimes 1/12 outfits kind of look strange, right? But it is a very well-fitted apron, so got to applaud Husky on that. So you know, some delays are okay, I guess. But yeah, otherwise very light, flowy material, feels very premium in hand, which is good, getting your money's worth. That is pretty much what she looks like. And of course you can just take the apron off and have her with the black dress, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. If you're wondering, underneath she does have a, I'm sure there's a very specific name for this, which I don't know what it is, but they didn't have to go so hard for the details of like the under, I'm just gonna call them shorts, but there is some, you know, like very fine detailing there as well, which is actually pretty sturdy because it has kind of gotten caught in her leg a few times, and I've just kind of pulled it back out, and it's still looking very nice. And of course, she does have the new Husky body, which we'll also take a look at what that looks like and compare it with some old Husky bodies as well. But first thing that you'll notice is that there is a thigh cut, which the old Husky bodies didn't have. She does have double knees, so I guess they do bend all the way, which we'll take a look at in Articulation in a little bit. But otherwise, this thing, it might rub off onto her legs, but you know, with her clothing and the outfit like this, I don't think there'll be an issue here, which you can kind of see. There's no marks or anything yet. Going down to her shoes, they are very nicely detailed as well. So they are, I don't know what you call these. There is a bit of a platform heel kind of thing, which looks good. So you'll notice that the stockings will go into the shoe itself. So her feet, for the fans, I'm not personally a fan myself, just putting that out there, but it is just a little stump. So there is no proper foot detailing or anything, although of course I'm sure you'll be able to steal a foot from maybe like Husky Freed or maybe like a Snail Shell girl or something. So that is something that you can do if you would like your cat made with bare feet, if that is something that you are into. For articulation, head turns. I believe it will turn all the way around, so that's good. Otherwise, looks down that much. Although it will spring back up because, I didn't mention this before, but she does have a soft chest. So soft torso, it is actually quite squishy, although she is, it doesn't have quite as large a chest as some other girlies. So the abdomen as well as the upper torso, it is a soft plastic, which we'll see in a little bit. So she does have good head range, although you won't be able to look down all the way because the soft plastic in the neck will kind of make it want to bounce back. Otherwise, looking up, also same deal. So it will kind of just bounce back there, which is not too big of a deal. I guess she does already have better range than some of the other Husky girls, so that is good. But otherwise, those are the tilts. But they will only kind of go that much before it wants to bounce back. But yeah, head, good range, good movement because there is nothing stopping it. She does have short hair. Arms will go up very well. So I'm curious to see, I don't think she has a butterfly joint, but because of her soft torso, it will move out of the way. Oh, popped her arm out there. See if I can pop it back in. That might be an issue here. Nope, pops right back in. So be careful with the arm range, don't push it too much. Otherwise, forward reach, I think that much, which is a lot better than the, I guess, standard Husky and even Snail Shell girls. And going backwards, very good. Very nice as well, so backwards, forwards. Much better than your standard or old Husky body, if you want to call it that. Pretty sure she does have a bicep rotation. Yeah, so she does have a bicep rotation, I think. But otherwise, double elbows, which is very much appreciated. There we go, a very good bend. And then wrist, of course, is just like your standard stuff. So up, down, rotate, all that kind of stuff. Overall articulation so far, very good. For tilts, we'll try to do the, I guess, upper torso tilt. So I can't actually tell what's tilting. So her torso cut should be here, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, torso bend. I guess she bends backwards and forwards kind of like that. Yeah. And then sideways, side tilts. And then rotation, so there's some rotation there. Yeah, I think the torso is just like cut beneath her chest. Of course, we'll see that in a little bit. What else is there? So hip, I guess. Trying to like feel what's going on under there. But anyway, soft chest. Kicks, she does have very good kicks, so she can kick, well, it pops off there. So it is a very similar joint to the Snail Shell one, although it doesn't have a pull down feature. So there have been a few times where I've tried to push the range and it just pops off, which I might have to do this off camera because it's not hard to pop it. There you go. It's not hard to pop it back in, but you do have to get the right angle. And if you do it a bit better, if you take care with it, then her skirt thing won't get stuck. There it goes again. Hold on. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so I guess you will have to fake the high kick. I think that's what I did before. Just fake the high kick like that, which is already a lot better than the previous Husky girls. So essentially kick one leg up and then this leg push it back as far as you can and then torso tilt forward. But yeah, very, very impressive actually. Very impressive. Thigh rotation, so that's pretty standard stuff. Otherwise, backwards kick. I guess the booty still does get in the way, even though it is kind of soft. But you can still kind of do like forward backward split, which is very impressive, liking this so far. And sideways split, very good as well. Holy moly, look at that. It's insane. Very nice. So leg range, no issues there. So might actually have to replace some of the older Husky bodies actually. Double knees, no problems there, pretty standard stuff. And then ankle is a little bit stiff on my copy, but your pretty standard up-down rotation kind of thing there. So yeah, articulation is very, very impressive. What do you reckon? Good or not good enough? By the way, if you would like to pick her up, I will have some links down below. I do recommend Bombasby if she is available there, but otherwise there are a whole bunch of other figures there as well that you can pre-order, such as Merina, who I am very much looking forward to. Of course, we also have Discord via YouTube membership or Patreon if you are interested, link down below. Alright, let's do accessories. This is what her stand stuff looks like, which is super exciting, I know. It's got Husky written there, very nice, and then there are some bits which you can tighten up with screws if you want to do that. Otherwise, just a little clamp. For faces, she has 3 total. By default, she has a kind of blank neutral stare, which is good. I think it's fine. It's very, very suitable for a Maid. Have you noticed that a lot of Maid characters just have like a blank stare? Is that like a thing? Otherwise, to swap her hair out, of course, just just wiggle it off like that, right? Yeah, so just hold onto the side very gently and then just wiggle it off. That is what the faceplate looks like. So I think she does have kind of like a fat face, so unfortunately you won't be able to do swaps, I think. And there we go. So that is what the face looks like. This doesn't fit perfectly, unfortunately, but if you really wanted to, I'm sure you could mod it. So it is just kind of held on by the front hair there, so doesn't exactly fit, unfortunately. Of course, she does have articulated eyes, which you can use this little see-through transparent stick thing to move around. So just plug it in there, and then you should be able to move her eyes every which way. She has this kind of angry shouting face, which also looks very nice. So the mouth detailing and stuff there is very well done. So very impressed as well. And then we've got this one-eyed, getting hurt, teeth gritted kind of face. Although I guess you could also use it for her rifle. For hands, she's got a whole variety of them. By default, she's got these open, relaxed hands. For her other hands, these first ones, they're kind of just, you can use them as holding hands, like holding cupped type hands. They are a pair, so they're the same there. These ones are also the same. They're kind of like, I guess, trigger finger, or could use them as pointy hands if you want. They are also the same. You'll notice that these ones, the third pair here, they are different. So these two are very similar, except the thumb is kind of like crooked for this one. And then this one is more for like holding the rifle like that. Otherwise, I guess these are actually the proper holding hands. So these are also a little bit different from the first pair. So these ones, I don't know, kind of like cupped holding hands. These ones proper holdy hands. And then lastly, we have fisty hands. She's got this little backpack or rucksack kind of thing. Is that a word that people use? I don't know, it just came to my mind. But those are the straps at the back. Otherwise, this thing, I don't think it's attached, so you probably could rip that out if you wanted to, although I don't see why you would want to do that. So very nicely detailed. And get this, it does also open up, so that is attached via a magnet there, so very nicely done. And you can just, I believe, take this thing out, maybe. I mean, there's just some like card there, and then there's like a little foam piece, which you can also, I don't know how to get this out, hold on. There we go, that only took like half an hour. But yeah, you can put some stuff in there if you want. So this thing just kind of helps to keep its shape. So without it, that's what it looks like. And yeah, just like a normal bag, except 1/12 scale. So that is really cool. To put the bag on, I think better to remove her head first, and then raise her arms up like that. And then I think you should be able to just slot it on. Let's see if we can do this. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. So yeah, just slot it on like that. Probably easier if it's not on camera. Yeah, slot it on like that, and that's pretty much done, isn't it? So not too difficult at all, and it looks good as well. So let's give her a head back. There we go. Very nice and straightforward, easily done. And of course, if you wanted to, you can also adjust these straps, because they are fully functional, so that is pretty cool. Finally, we have her gun. What kind of gun is this? It's like a musket, right? Is that the same thing as a rifle? I don't know my guns. Please do let me know what kind of gun this is. But it does look very nice. So Husky does some like weapon and gun packs and stuff, so you can kind of expect their guns to be pretty high quality. So that is what that looks like. So the gun itself, it doesn't actually do too much besides this part here, which you can move a little bit. Although I would be very careful, because as you can see, it is a very thin joint and it can be a little bit stiff. So just be careful. You can move that backwards and forwards, although I would not advise doing it too much. So I think you can kind of get it to hold it like that. Although if you took your time with it, I'm sure you could do a little bit better than I have done here. Here is a Husky Fiona head swap. Looking pretty good. Husky Freed head swap. Also looking pretty nice. And a Gloria head swap. Which one looks the best, you reckon? Of course, you can swap them the other way around as well. Cat Freed, I guess. Although I gotta say, the cat head on the other Husky bodies is a little bit loose, so I think the socket is a little bit bigger for the cat head. A little bit wobbly. For some reason, my Snail Shell necks have been getting stuck, so I can't show you the cat head on a Snail Shell body, but this is what Aileen looks like with the cat body. So one thing to keep in mind is that even though the quality of the clothing is pretty good, do be careful when messing around with her, because I mean, it's a fairly simple fix, but I'm pretty sure it's detached on one side, so it's just kind of like flapping about. And also I messed up her apron somehow. But anyway, let's try to figure out how to take her clothes off. First things first, of course, is to just attach it there. So it is a button, nice and simple. And then I believe head comes off. Head comes off. So that is what that looks like, in case I do need to put it back on. So I believe that goes over that way, right? And then this goes, is that how it works, right? Kind of, maybe. I'm pretty sure I can just take it off like that, right? Yeah, you can literally just raise her arms and pull it off like that, but I think this works as well. Her hips are wide, but not that wide, so that wasn't too difficult, right? And there we have it, a completely different look. Also very nice. Just a plain black dress. So I'm curious to see whether there'll be any, what do you call it? Paint transfer, dye rubbing onto her body. But squishy, right? But does look pretty good. To take the black dress off shouldn't be too difficult, right? Because there is a Velcro at the back here. If I can just get into it there. For stuff like this, of course, popping the head off will help. And if you have like tweezers and stuff, that might also be good to use. So, okay, so there is a bit of paint transfer there, although for the main body they have included like an undershirt kind of thing, so that is very much appreciated. So I guess what you can do is yeah, there's quite a lot of quite a lot of paint transfer there, which is not very good. But it is what it is, right? Although they tried, I guess, right? They tried. So what you can do is, once you take it off, or I don't know, you might want to keep it on, right? But once you take it off, what you can do is just give it like a soak in warm water for like, I don't know, 20-30 minutes, and then give it a rinse. And it should help, but you know, if it's already transferred, then not much you can do about it, unfortunately. Alright, so yeah, I guess maybe it's a bit of QC thing, because on this... No, actually it's still there. So it depends how well they put on this, this white undershirt type thing. If it does manage to cover the whole squishy, I assume, silken body, then I think you'll be good. But otherwise, if you're unlucky like me, then you might have a little bit of paint transfer on the... maybe it would have been better if I took off the shorts first. Might be a little bit of paint transfer on the torso, so let's take this off first. So that just comes off like that because it is a rubber waistband. So that just slips off nice and easily. Don't even have to take our shoes off. So there we go. And then we should just be able to wiggle this off, right? Carefully. There we go. Okay, so that is the black dress. And this is kind of what we are working with. Alright, so... you know, we might as well just take everything off, right? I don't know if I can do that, actually. Can we figure out how to do this? It shouldn't be too hard, right? Shoes off first. Shoes off like that. And then stockings off. Okay, so this is what the feet look like. They're just little stumps. So nothing interesting there. How do we take this off? So the leg does pull off, right? The leg pulls off there, so we can just kind of, hopefully I don't break anything. There we go. Put the leg back on. Okay, and then we can just wriggle it off like that, right? Hard to get a grip on it because it's so small. And it is kind of like sticking onto the torso. So yeah, some tools would definitely be helpful doing this kind of thing. There we go. Okay, so this is what the torso looks like. So there's some pretty bad paint transfer on my copy, unfortunately. So she won't be able to have a bare top. But otherwise, squishy chest, which maybe there's a bit of detailing there. I don't know, as in like a bump. But otherwise, I think it is quite well done. So in particular, the tummy, the stomach is very, very well done. So if you like bend it and stuff, you know, it is actually very well sculpted. So especially with the right lighting. Let's give her her hands back because this is kind of it's kind of creepy. Although even with the hands, it's still kind of creepy, isn't it? It doesn't have a head. But yeah, that's what the body looks like. The torso, lower torso, abdomen area, very impressive. The top is nice as well, although it's unfortunate for my copy there. The neck is just one long joint and it goes in at the bottom of the neck there, so that's kind of why it flexes back and forth and you can't really get the full range because it will just bounce back. Shoulders. Let's see what we got there. We got, I can't really tell what that is. It's just a normal joint, I think. So I can't really see if there's a butterfly joint or not, but I don't think there is. But even without the butterfly joint, the way that they've made the torso squishy, then they don't have to worry too much about there being a gap because it will kind of just move out of the way. So forward reach, like that, right? So yeah, forward reach is fine, very good. Once again, backwards reach. Yeah, I still can't really tell. I don't think there is a butterfly. It's just a very good regular joint. Yeah, forward, backwards, like that. Then of course, just goes all the way up and stuff. Torso tilts, pretty standard stuff. So this will just come off, right? Yeah, that just comes off like that. That's what that looks like. So we'll just kind of rotate every which way. Hopefully I can put that back on. Okay, that just pops back on. And they've done it quite well because they've allowed a lot of excess there. So even if you flex backwards like that, there's only like a tiny bit of a gap. So very well done, Husky. Very, very impressed with that. So going forwards about that much. Backwards a whole bunch, which is very nice. So tilts, doesn't really tilt too much. Tiny tilts. Although if you tilt it, it kind of looks funny because there's like a massive bump there. Yeah, stomach, tummy and everything looking very nice, very nicely sculpted. Legs, so that's what they look like, splitting to the sides. And then kicking up once again, will kind of pop out there. So no pull down legs, but I think it's okay because when you bend the leg like that, the front part and then I guess going back, it pops out like that. The back part will kind of move out of the way a tiny bit. So it does allow for more range. So I'm quite impressed with this body. And it seems a lot of companies are doing like the silicone, soft, squishy bodies, aren't they? So curious to see how the other companies do this. So we can almost do like a full, I guess if you try to push the arms like that, you can do like a full forward reach, touch the toes kind of thing. Just cheat a little bit, angle the toes back, right? Touch the toes like that, very good, right? And then going backwards, just whatever backwards pose there is. For the arms, there is bicep rotation, which the older Husky bodies didn't have. There is a double joint there. Thigh rotation, and then double knees. So even with just this as a base body, I think it looks pretty good. Chest size apart, this is a comparison between the new and old Husky bodies. So yeah, let me know what you think. So tummy sculpt, even though it is a soft sculpt, it is a lot better. And I think the elbows and knees look quite neat as well for double elbows and knees. So that is quite impressive. And butt sculpt, yeah, still pretty good. Whoops, a little close up there. So yeah, paint transfer, still kind of a thing, unfortunately, but overall quite impressed with the new Husky body. So if for whatever reason you wanted to use this as a base body, or you wanted to give her like bare feeties or something like that, then of course you can remove the stumps and replace them with whatever you have available. So if you have Huskies freed, then the foot joints will not connect because they are a little bit bigger. So that is not very useful, is it? No. But what you can do is, I suppose you could just swap out the whole joint if that doesn't want to come out. So I don't know what to do now. So let me see if I can like. There we go. So we'll pull the whole joint out there, and of course some heat will help if things are feeling a little bit stuck. Oh, there we go. So for the new Husky body, this is a Snail Shell foot. As you can probably tell by the sculpting, right? So it's a Snail Shell foot and a Snail Shell joint, right? So Snail Shell foot, Snail Shell joint will plug in natively to the new Husky body. And if you're trying to take out a joint, heat always helps. Otherwise, just reattach the foot or the hand or whatever, and then you should be able to just pull it out like that. And then carefully putting it back in. There we go. So this is, whose foot is this? I believe these are Lounge Eileen's feet. And I think the color matching is pretty much perfect. So that is good, very impressive. And let's just like give her a head back. So for full reference, this is what it looks like. So it still looks a little bit funny because usually with the Husky bodies, when you take off their clothing, they look a little bit funny because the bodies are really small to account for the soft goods. But actually, yeah, the head's still kind of big, right? The head's still kind of big, but I think everything else. So I will say overall, the new Husky body is better than the old one. Curious to hear what your thoughts of the new body are. For height, the cat Maid is just under 6 inches or 15 centimeters. So she's pretty much in line with all the other 1/12 girlies. Overall, I think the cat Maid is another excellent figure by Husky. Whether you just leave her as is or you use her for a base body for swaps and things, I think she's definitely worth checking out. Once again, I will have links down below if you are interested in grabbing her. Here are more Husky and figure reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.